On the all-time list of weirdest culture wars, this one's got to rank pretty high. And for one company, an iconic company, the price that it is paying is also very high. Here's the bottom line, at least we think. Cracker Barrel has updated its logo. You see it right there. The redesigned logo and decor, whether you love it or hate it, is change. It's pretty standard for companies to update from time to time, but not according to MAGA. The right is now calling the chain woke, and the stock price fell off a cliff today over it. Some of them are upset that they took away Uncle Herschel. The president's son asked, what the F is wrong with them? One MAGA account with nearly 4 million followers said that the CEO should face charges for this crime against humanity. And a MAGA podcaster took it one step further.
And got rid of the cracker and the barrel. They erased the white guy sitting outside of the Cracker Barrel store. White people are about to riot. It's getting sticky because the CEO of Cracker Barrel is as woke as they come. She's destroying a great American brand.
I don't know if this is satire or what, but yeah, I guess they got rid of the cracker, his words, and the barrel at the same time. And so now it's about to be Civil War Part 2 in the country. Make it make sense.
First off, I think it's wrong to paint this as MAGA world is outraged. Sure, there are people in that sphere that are, but I've seen a lot of folks who have no allegiance or alliance to MAGA that have complained about this. And why? It's because there's a resistance to change, specifically a resistance to changing things that aren't broken. And Cracker Barrel works because Cracker Barrel is consistent. When you go on a road trip, you know that you're going to get good food at a good price at the next exit. And you can go in and you have the kitschy decor. It makes you feel like you're at home or in grandma's living room. That's what people want. They don't want bland, boring, cookie cutter, minimalist places that feel like fill-in-the-blank fusion restaurants.
I believe you. I believe that you believe that.
Did you all get that?
But I have to point out, there are two main things. One, Cracker Barrel has not been doing well. I hate to break it to you, but long before all of this, going all the way back to, from my look at this graphic, July 2021 or thereabouts, the stock has been in decline, okay? So this is a brand that's been in trouble for some time. But then on top of that, listen, it's not just me saying it's MAGA, okay? Here's Byron Donalds, a sitting Republican congressman. He says, in college, I worked at Cracker Barrel in Tallahassee. I even gave my life to Christ in their parking lot. Their logo was iconic. Their unique restaurants were a fixture of American culture. No one asked for this woke rebrand. It's time to make Cracker Barrel great again.
A
woke rebrand?
Not everything is woke. I think we're abusing the term a little bit too much where it's losing its meaning, and that's really important because some things actually are woke and we should call it like it is. However, in this case, from a marketing perspective, if revenues are declining, you got to switch it up, you got to implement a new strategy. But who at that roundtable was thinking to themselves, yes, let's go back to the minimalism of 5 years ago that is sterile and bland and neutered, and let's rob this iconic, timeless company of all of its character and charm and fun history. And
let me add this, just let me interrupt for a second and say, Byron Donalds, you are a Sambo. Let me just slide that in there real quick, man. That is his thing. His manumission, omission. Forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. His job is to save the whites. That's how he gets to sleep in the big house. You don't have to go out in the fields. Yeah, Byron Donalds had to take every opportunity to try to get some votes in Florida, huh? Why did Cracker Barrel biscuit go to therapy? It had too many crummy relationships. That's not funny. But the name Cracker Barrel in itself should be a slur. But now they like it. Byron said he worked there and he proposed to his wife there at the Cracker Barrel. I thought you were getting what were you doing? Selling weed? What were you doing? Inside a train? What did he do? He did something that was embarrassing as hell. I don't know, man. Let's keep going. What's Van Lathan going to say?
Country vibe.
Yeah,
that's not super smart.
I'm with you. I
Maximalism
think
is the
it's like-
moment. And also Gen Z, we love Cracker Barrel.
There's a lot of bad corporate decision making happening.
But isn't that capitalism?
Right.
Like, aren't
they allowed to make mistakes?
And the market will decide.
They're supposed to stand
And the market will
private
decide.
companies to be able to make their own decisions about their strategy, their offering, their brand, evolving to meet their consumers' needs. And by the way, the 4 Cracker Barrels that actually already underwent this transformation of the new branding apparently are doing very well and are meeting earnings. So to your point,
so to your point, let me play what the CEO said because she kind of spoke to that. Let's listen to this.
I think what's important is that we are listening to our guests. We're doing this all for them. What they've said is they love the new seating. We're adding in booths, making the chairs more comfortable. But what's important is things that people love about Cracker Barrel, the soul of Cracker Barrel is not changing. The rocking chairs are still there, the fireplace is there, the peg game, all the things that make Cracker Barrel, the vintage decor, it's still there and it's working. The results affirm that we're headed in the right direction.
What if all the customers are coming at you hard enough about the look of the restaurant and they want to go back to the old way? Would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing.
She's woke. I mean, you just say not everybody in America is part of this. Well, welcome to what it feels like to have been a moderate Democrat for like the last 10 years.
You know what, man? It feels to me like I kind of understand why some of the white folks might feel a little certain kind of way about this. I don't know, man. Think about it. You know what, man? Walk with me, Black America, on this. And Cracker Barrel is bar none the white hick, redneck, broke ass diner of America. It's what it is. It's the white hickey. It's the po hick, the po broke white people spot. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is, Johnson. There's a couple DC spots, that are down south, rustic black ninja spots. But the food is definitely Southern food, deep South food, fried food. You know what I'm saying? Henry's Soul Cafe. There you go. Henry's Soul Cafe. Now, he got rhythm and blues on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I have a picture of Gladys Pips, some older, maybe, picture of maybe Lou Rawls or picture of, Big Luther, not Little Luther, Big Luther. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's certain things, man, might be some, and Nat King Cole on the wall, on the table. I know the table had little pictures of Black American rhythm and blues musicians. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to Henry's Soul Cafe, and it had, I don't know, Nirvana. I don't know, not Nirvana. I don't know, what's that guy, Bruno Mars? Yeah, if they took out Natalie Cole and put Bruno Mars on that mofo, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what the hell is going on here? That's not what I want when I go to the Soul Food Cafe. I'm just saying, can't white people be white people? Yeah, I'm going to go the other way on this. I've changed my mind because I start thinking, look, if I'm going to say Hallmark could have a mahogany line, well, damn it, Johnson, let the crackers have Cracker Barrel. Yeah, let them have it. Let them have their Cracker Barrel. Now, it's up to Cracker Barrel to want to keep it. Cracker Barrel's money ain't tight. If you were patronizing Cracker Barrel to the extent that the money was right, I don't think Cracker Barrel makes the change. Yeah, you can't knock Cracker Barrel for going, whatever this is, trying to modernize and get out of the box of looking like a po hick type of rednecks diner, greasy spoon. Maybe they want to upgrade a little bit. Because maybe the prices have to stay low to accommodate the demographic that are accustomed to coming to their store. So they want to up the demographic. They want to more diversify the demographic, not because they love Black people. This is the biggest fallacy in the world, Johnson. These people, these liberals, and then some of the conservatives are goofy too, because they think liberals want to diversify because they love people Oh, they love the LGBTQ. Or they love black people. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Abby just shows you. The money was cratering, fam. We got conservative politicians talking shit. When was the last time Byron Donalds went to a Cracker Barrel? We're not saying what you were doing in between selling nick bags in Florida, Byron Donalds. We're talking about now, like right now. When was the last time your ass went to a Cracker Barrel? You probably haven't went to that greasy spoon in so long, you forgot how to get there.
Anything the most lunatic person on the left said was assigned to absolutely everyone on the other side. But
I have to say, the president's son,
well, first
okay?
Of all,
this is not just like a lunatic.
You know what's funny about that is he lying. He don't know nothing about Cracker Barrel. He did not grow up with Cracker Barrel. He has no clue. They're not dipping the crackers into caviar. He don't know nothing about what he's talking about. He has no clue. It's a lot of people. This is the thing that annoys me about this the most. It's like, just stop giving them stuff to cry about. Like, I get it. Like, this whole thing, I understand that the want is to continue to move and all of this, but now we get stuck on another meaningless culture war when there's real stuff that's actually going on.
On a serious note, and I'm sorry to...
Somebody didn't have a good retort like myself. Because, see, mine is the direction he should have went, but of course you can't do that and still get to go on to CNN. You'll get harassed by all your Hollywood elite Democratic friends. Because what I said makes sense. What I said would also play very well with most of America because it's just real. You ain't got to agree with it, but you got to acknowledge, it's a lot of broke-ass white people. And Cracker Barrel is modestly priced.
On a serious note, the undercurrent of a lot of this is that this is a company that no longer has a policy of not hiring LGBTQ people, that has tried to create a workplace environment that is welcoming to all of its employees. And for that reason, people like right-wing activist Robbie Starbuck are saying that they are woke. There is an undercurrent that if you acknowledge the existence and perhaps the humanity of people who are LGBTQ or whatever, then suddenly you become woke and suddenly you become entitled to this kind of backlash.
This is a weird fringe on both sides.
Hold on now. Cracker Barrel does not have a history of LGBTQ discrimination. Rather, it faced public outcry and boycotts in '91 for firing gay employees based on its outdated policy, which it then rescinded. Well, damn it, Abby, that was 30 years ago. 35 years ago. Hey, you know, back in the 60s, the Jehovah's Witnesses wouldn't let black people join. Anyway, just something I thought I'd throw out there because my mom might be watching.
Most people just want breakfast. You know, I mean, they really don't want to fight about who's, and they're live and let live. We are fair-minded, decent people.
Too woke, and they want to cancel the company.
By the way, a couple things. Number one, I actually don't agree that it's just the fringe of the right. I think the president and other people, they run on these culture war issues. Right. They took Sydney Sweeney and the entire discourse around Sydney Sweeney and blew it up when they needed a lifeline from everybody's laser focus on other things. I think that the culture war issues right now are actually steroids to the people that want to use the changing of America and the perceived changing of America as ammunition to ram through all of these policies. I think that there's a definite through line between this right here.
I think most someone who lives in the Midwest
just want a normal revolution. You don't think most Americans just want normal? Because what Cracker Barrel had before.
Well, what's abnormal? I don't get.
I don't know what the average American is.
Well, what's the average American?
To strip a logo that.
She just put her foot in some dog shit, didn't she? A bucket of it. What are you talking about normal? That means white. That's the default. You know what's, man? Van Lathan, same person. Man, they really need a Tim Black on the show, don't they, man? They need somebody to counter the bullshit. They let Van just say anything. Yo, Abby. Democrats play culture wars too. Yeah, that's when you're doing the DEI stuff, when you're talking about we need more LGBTQ. What about the trans? You don't think that's culture wars just the other way? It is. 1% of the population has been the focal point of conversation in the last 7-8 years? All because Obama wanted to make it so? Please? I'm sorry? Meanwhile, we're stepping over homeless people like they're garbage. No one gives a shit. It took a celebrity star from the Comedy Central to get a bill through that got veterans treatment after catching cancer at burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq. And it took that almost a decade to happen. We got veterans freezing on the steps in front of buildings that are heated, that are empty. And Democrats play culture wars is just with different cultural tools. They use different pawns. Yeah, Trump will use Sweeney, and so that Trump has his and Republicans have their pawns. But Democrats had their pawns too. Juicy Smollett was a pawn. It was a pawn that, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden played. As soon as that popped in the news, they jumped on that. But see, no one gives it the same amount of scrutiny. They had a 2-for-1. They had a black gay guy. And they use it as such. I mean, this is the problem, right? When you watch CNN, they lie and pretend that there's only one side of the equation that's doing the same shit. They're both playing the same culture wars. There is no war if there's nobody fighting back with similar artillery. In fact, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but the Democrats have more artillery because they have more media. They have an actual apparatus called Hollywood at their disposal. And they carry the nukes called movies and documentaries.
All right,
But
so
that's not up to you. That's
Like,
not up to
we don't know
MAGA.
why, but we don't know why they changed the logo. I don't understand. I mean, the assumption here is that they took the white guy off the logo, but maybe they just changed the logo and simplified it. I don't know.
Listen to this shit. And see, this is why I clown Abby. Well, I don't know. Listen, Scott. Listen, here's my thought. It's not in reality at all. It's bullshit I'm pulling out of my ass. But listen, is it possible? Allegedly, maybe they changed the logo. When they took the white guy off, they didn't really take him off. They left him on. They just hid him behind the rest of the logo. Yeah, they put a mask in front of him. They didn't really remove him. He's still there in essence. His essence is still felt somehow through the hue of the logo. Maybe they didn't delete him. They just made him opaque. Yeah, they lowered the opacity level to the point where he's invisible, but he's still there in spirit. Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, and when someone dies, they're not really dead. They're just no longer here. Yeah, that's what it is. And when you get terminated or fired like Joy Reid was, maybe not really fired, maybe just on a permanent leave of absence. Yeah. I'm Abby Phillip, and I have a show, and they give me millions of dollars to say shit that don't make any sense. And I'm caping so hard for the Democrats. I'm like a superhero caper. Yeah, I'm a complete moron. And I have horrible takes on a lot of things. But some people think I'm attractive, especially when I make my hair crinkly. Doesn't matter if my points don't make sense. I'm here to make Republicans look dumb and to make them seem classless, even when I bring on people that don't know shit like Tavis Scott. No, not Tavis Scott. What's her name? Tamika Mallory? Angela Rye. Bakari. Or, in this case, Van Jones. Oh, Van Lathan. I get them all mixed up. They're all the same people. Eric Boynton. But yeah, I mean, come on, Johnson. They took the cracker off the barrel. They got rid of the cracker and the barrel, and this woman said, maybe they didn't really get rid of it. Maybe they just wanted to update without the people that were on the. See, this is why we can't have nice things.
I mean, we just actually don't know. Rebrands
but now
that
the logo
had 5
looks
different
like Holiday
logos,
Inn, which is weird.
People don't have to like the logo, and maybe they'll change it back. But it's.
Pete, you were saying.
Well, I just wanted to say, as someone who actually lives in the Midwest, in the heartland of America, I have a lot of friends who are watching tonight when they saw.
You bullshit. He just playing. Man, y'all thought you was from D.C. You giving such an East Coast vibe, baby. You giving New York all day, New Jersey. You giving dirty Jersey all day, fam. You for real? Indiana for real? I never would have guessed that, fam. So Bama ass. Richie Cunningham's older uncle, look at mine.
The intro, and we were going to talk about Cracker Barrel. My phone blew up. And they said, I am so angry. I hope you express that anger. They're actually, they're in touch with what people are talking about and upset with.
Have they gone to Cracker Barrel in the last year?
I haven't asked them, but I'm sure they have. I think that this would be
very important because I do think that there are a lot of people who are going to get angry about these things, but they're not stepping foot in a Cracker Barrel.
So you think this rebrand is going to get people in the door?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the CEO is saying that it has been positively received by people.
I think it will get people in the door because their name is being circulated. This is free publicity, Johnson. That's what it is. And if it bleeds, it leads. And anytime name is ringing out, people that weren't even thinking about freaking Cracker Barrel and now thinking about it. And there might be people that, I know it's going to be a lot of influencers that go to the Cracker Barrel with their phones in their hands. There will be an uptick. There will be an uptick, even if it's just people to post bad things. Because it's in the blogosphere, it's in the internet environment, it's in the algorithms. And these people are going to try to capitalize off of that anyway. Which is kind of why I'm talking about it. It's kind of why Abby's talking about it. This is a business, and you're part of it. That's why you're watching the segment. Doesn't mean we love Cracker Barrel, right? It's what we're talking about at the moment. I say they're going to see an uptick followed by a swift decline if the food ain't good. Food better be good.
Okay,
people are actually coming in the
restaurant. I will tell you this, though.
So.
This rebrand is buying Cracker Barrel publicity that they could not have dreamed of. Now,
a falling stock price.
What the consumer does after that, I know I'm probably going to check it out. I say that all the way. I say Brother Barrel. I say put a brother on the side of the barrel and just go all the way to really get people talking. If this gets under y'all skin, let's go more. Let's go crazy with it.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's something I said in the earlier show. Stop watching my content, Van. I say put a Mexican on it. Oh, I know better. Put a gay Mexican. Yeah. Trans. That's right. Put a drag queen reading to kids sitting on a barrel. Put that on your shirt, Van. That'll fix them. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comments section. This is the Tim Black Show. Become a member of our show by going to jointimblack.com. Do it today. Join the movement. Be a part of it. Get exclusive content where no punches are pulled. I'm like Roy Jones in his prime, baby.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfpack.